The wet bulb temperature during sensible heating of air. A remains constant. B increases. C decreases. D. The correct answer is increases. Which of the following statement is wrong? A. The heat transfer in liquid and gases takes place according to convection. B. The amount of heat flow through a body is dependent upon the material of the body. C. The thermal conductivity of solid metals increases with rise in temperature. D. Logarithmic mean temperature difference is not equal to the arithmetic mean temperature difference. The correct answer is the thermal conductivity of solid metals increases with rise in temperature. In free convection, heat transfer transition from laminar to turbulent flow is governed by the critical value of the A. Reynolds number, B. Grashoppers number, C. Reynolds number Grashoppers number, D. Prandtl number Grashoppers number. The correct answer is Prandtl number Grashoppers number. In a refrigerating machine, heat rejected is heat absorbed. A equal to, B less than, C greater than, D. The correct answer is greater than. The humidity ratio or specific humidity is the mass of water vapor present in A. 1 m3 of wet air, B. 1 m3 of dry air, C. 1 kg of wet air, D. 1 kg of dry air. The correct answer is 1 kg of dry air. The formation of frost on cooling coils in a refrigerator. A. Increases heat transfer. B. Improves COP of the system. C. Increases power consumption. D. Reduces power consumption. The correct answer is increases power consumption. The bypass factor for a cooling coil. A. Increases with increase in velocity of air passing through it. B. Decreases with increase in velocity of air passing through it. C. Remains unchanged with increase in velocity of air passing through it. D. May increase or decrease with increase in velocity of air passing through it depending upon the condition of air entering. The correct answer is increases with increase in velocity of air passing through it. The difference between dry bulb temperature and wet bulb temperature is called A. Dry bulb depression, B. Wet bulb depression, C. Dew point depression, D. Degree of saturation. The correct answer is wet bulb depression. Defrosting of a refrigerator may be done by stopping the compressor for a short period. A. Correct, B. Incorrect, C. D. The correct answer is correct. According to Dalton's law of partial pressures, where Pb barometric pressure, Pa partial pressure of dry air, and Pv partial pressure of water vapor. APBP APV, BPBP APV, CPBP AXPV, DPBP APV. The correct answer is PBP APV. The relative humidity is defined as A. The mass of water vapor present in 1 m3 of dry air. B. The mass of water vapor present in 1 kg of dry air. C. The ratio of the actual mass of water vapor in a unit mass of dry air to the mass of water vapor in the same mass of dry air when it is saturated at the same temperature and pressure. D. The ratio of actual mass of water vapor in a given volume of moist air to the mass of water vapor in the same volume of saturated air at the same temperature and pressure. The correct answer is the ratio of actual mass of water vapor in a given volume of moist air to the mass of water vapor in the same volume of saturated air at the same temperature and pressure. The heat transfer by conduction through a thick sphere is same as through a thick cylinder. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is false. In aqua-ammonia and lithium-bromide water absorption refrigeration systems, the refrigerants are respectively A. Water and water, B. Water and lithium-bromide, C. Ammonia and lithium-bromide, D. Ammonia and water. The correct answer is ammonia and water. As relative humidity decreases, the dew point temperature will be wet bulb temperature. A. Same as, B. Lower than, C. Higher than, D. The correct answer is lower than. The process of heat transfer from a hot body to a cold body in a straight line without affecting the intervening medium is called radiation. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. The optimum effective temperature for human comfort is A. Higher in winter than in summer, B. Lower in winter than in summer, C. Same in winter and summer, D. Not dependent on season. The correct answer is lower in winter than in summer. The wet bulb temperature lines on the psychrometric chart are curved lines. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is false. Thermal diffusivity is A. Function of temperature, B. Physical property of a substance, C. Dimensionless parameter, D. All of these. The correct answer is physical property of a substance. The condition of refrigerant after leaving the compressor and before entering the condenser is superheated vapour. A. Yes, B. No, C. D. The correct answer is yes. The total radiation from a black body per second per unit area is fourth power of the absolute temperature. This statement is known as Stefan-Boltzmann law. A equal to, B directly proportional to, C inversely proportional to, D. The correct answer is directly proportional to. In a psychrometric process, the sensible heat added is 30 kJs and the latent heat added is 20 kJs. The sensible heat factor for the process will be A 0.3, B 0.6, C 0.67, D 1.5. The correct answer is 0.6. The amount of radiation mainly depends upon the A. Nature of the body, B. Temperature of the body, C. Type of surface of the body, D. All of these. The correct answer is all of these. For ammonia refrigerating systems, the tubes of a shell and tube condenser are made of A. Copper, B. Aluminium, C. Steel, D. Brass. The correct answer is steel. The highest thermal diffusivity is of A. Iron, B. Lead, C. Concrete, D. Wood. The correct answer is lead. While designing the refrigeration system of an aircraft, the prime consideration is that the A. system has high COP, B. power per TR is low, C. mass of refrigerant circulated in the system is low, D. mass of the refrigeration equipment is low. The correct answer is mass of the refrigeration equipment is low. The heat transfer takes place according to A. zeroth law of thermodynamics, B. first law of thermodynamics, C. second law of thermodynamics, D. Kirchhoff's law. The correct answer is second law of thermodynamics. An Electrolux refrigerator is called an absorption system. A. single fluid, B. two fluids, C. three fluids, D. The correct answer is three fluids. The heat transfer by radiation a medium A. requires, B. does not require, C. D. The correct answer is does not require. Thermal conductivity of water with rise in temperature A. remains same, B. decreases, C. Increases. D. May increase or decrease depending upon temperature. The correct answer is may increase or decrease depending upon temperature. During adiabatic saturation process on unsaturated air remains constant. A. Relative humidity. B. Dew point temperature. C. Dry bulb temperature. D. Wet bulb temperature. The correct answer is wet bulb temperature. The thickness of thermal and hydrodynamic boundary layer is equal if Prandtl number is A equal to 1, B greater than 1, C less than 1, D equal to Nusselt number. The correct answer is equal to 1. A perfect black body is one which A is black in color, B absorbs heat radiations of all wavelengths falling on it, C reflects all the heat radiations, D transmits the heat radiations. The correct answer is absorbs heat radiations of all wavelengths falling on it. Degree of saturation or percentage humidity is A. The mass of water vapor present in 1 m3 of dry air. B. The mass of water vapor present in 1 kg of dry air. C. The ratio of the actual mass of water vapor in a unit mass of dry air to the mass of water vapor in the same mass of dry air when it is saturated at the same temperature and pressure. D. The ratio of actual mass of water vapor in a given volume of moist air to the mass of water vapor in the same volume of saturated air at the same temperature and pressure. The correct answer is the ratio of the actual mass of water vapor in a unit mass of dry air to the mass of water vapor in the same mass of dry air when it is saturated at the same temperature and pressure. The coefficient of performance of heat pump is always 1. A equal to B less than C greater than D. The correct answer is greater than. During a refrigeration cycle, heat is rejected by the refrigerant in A. Compressor, B. Condenser, C. Evaporator, D. Expansion valve. The correct answer is condenser. A refrigeration system A. removes heat from a low temperature body and delivers it to a high temperature body. B. removes heat from a high temperature body and delivers it to a low temperature body. C. rejects energy to a low temperature body. D. none of the above. The correct answer is removes heat from a low temperature body and delivers it to a high temperature body. The subcooling in a refrigeration cycle A. does not alter COP. B. increases COP. C. decreases COP. D. none of these. The correct answer is increases COP. During sensible cooling of air decreases A. wet bulb temperature, B. relative humidity, C. dry bulb temperature, D. specific humidity. The correct answer is dry bulb temperature. The critical radius is the insulation radius at which the resistance to heat flow is A. maximum, B. minimum, C. 0, D. none of these. The correct answer is minimum. In case of solids, the heat transfer takes place according to radiation. A. correct, B. incorrect, C, D. The correct answer is incorrect. A water-cooled condenser operates at a condensing temperature than an air-cooled condenser. A. higher, B. lower, C, D. The correct answer is lower. The relative humidity decreases as air gets wet. A. true, B. false, C, D. The correct answer is true. The temperature of ammonia after compression in a vapour compression system is A. 20 to 50 C, B. 50 to 70 C, C. 70 to 110 C, D. none of these. The correct answer is 70 to 110 C.